Never mind my broken out face, but what is going on, guys? GZTV back with another video. YouTube family, what is going on? This is a long awaited, I don't know when this video is going to come out. It might come out after fucking Christmas, but we are here to talk about, I think the 1989 film is when it came out, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This is one of those movies that feels less like a film and more like, not an annual ritual. I don't want to call it that because that's fucking weird and like cultist, but it feels like a part of Christmas. It really does. I've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a decent number of times over the year, but it had been a few Christmas seasons since I sat down and watched it all the way through with full attention. I'm talking really fast. I kind of just got off my NFL recap recordings, but rewatching it now with a little more life experience and perspective, honestly, it made it even better. And there's a lot of movies with age, as you mature and as you grow older, you understand them more and you love it. This movie nails something timeless. The chaos of family gatherings, especially around Christmas, the pressure to make Christmas perfect, you know, as a father, as a family member in general, and how everything that can go wrong goes wrong in certain years of your lives, and you just kind of have to deal with it, often in ways that are both frustrating and hilarious. I mean, there's obviously a lot of comedy to this thing. It is a comedy film. It exaggerates reality, sure, like it is a little cartoony. We'll get into the nitty gritty here in a second, but it exaggerates it in a way that feels rooted in truth. Everyone has relatives that annoy them. Everyone has holiday expectations that spiral out of control. This movie just turns that up to 11 to spread a point, and I think that's a great strategy here. And obviously for a lot of the Vacation series, which these are the only two I really care about, and honestly, Chevy Chase, as always, perfect casting for the Vacation series. He reminds me of so many well-meaning but stubborn guys, like you would just know, trying to hold everything together while slowly losing their mind. He's great, so let's get into it. So getting into the premise, what happens, again, I shouldn't have to go through this. This is a very well-known movie, but Clark Griswold is determined to give his family the ultimate Christmas experience. You know, everything go well, get the best gifts, light the house, make it look great, and try to like not just impress his immediate family, but he has like 20 fucking relatives at the house. Decorating the house with an absurd amount of lights he imported from fucking Italy for like probably who knows how much money he spent on that, to hosting both sides of the family under one roof. Clark wants everything to go exactly right. He wants to have a good name in this family. Of course, nothing does, and that's why it's a comedy movie. What would be a comedy movie without a conflict like this? Relatives pour in, including the painfully awkward, like wildly inappropriate Eddie and his family. Decorations malfunction, family tensions explode, things really bleed over. Clark's long anticipated Christmas bonus is threatened, and through it all, Clark desperately clings to the idea that if he just tries harder, Christmas will somehow work out. What unfolds is a series of escalating disasters that turn the Griswold household into a holiday war zone, one fueled by optimism, denial, and pure fucking chaos. Let's get into this damn chaos, shall we? So of course, starting out with the good, you guys know how these videos go. Getting into just like the relatability of the movie and kind of just the core concept of what it is about. I think this movie understands Christmas better than most holiday films. It is one of the most realistic. Again, there are cartoony elements, but some of the stuff that happens, some of the concepts and some of like the stigmas with Christmas that they kind of try to portray in this movie, very realistic. The pressure to create a perfect holiday, which isn't really like a super well dated thing because people don't really give a fuck anymore. Like, it's Christmas, like just give us our presents and enjoy time with your family. Like, who cares if the fucking tree is lit perfectly, if there's a couple bulbs out, what the fuck ever. I think people stopped caring about that, but still, like, the stress of hosting family, that is definitely a thing. I mean, I can't really relate to it because I don't own a house. The way everything spirals out of control, that feels somewhat universal. Everyone has had not only a vacation like this movie kind of suggests, but also just like a holiday, a gathering. Everyone's had something like that just go completely out of whack, and this movie definitely touches on that. Almost everyone has relatives that annoy them. This movie just turns that into comedy gold. Chevy Chase's Clark Griswold, as always, is fucking great. I mean, Clark is ridiculous, stubborn, and completely unhinged. Chevy Chase is a legend, but he's also obviously a sincere guy. You know deep down that he wants this to be the best Christmas ever. Beneath all the meltdowns, he genuinely loves his family, wants to give them something special. Chevy Chase nails that balance perfectly, making Clark both hilarious and sympathetic. He is an amazing character. Clark Griswold, for the two Vacation movies that he's been in, has definitely won my heart over. I think the side characters in the family chaos, like obviously there are some side characters that don't really get touched on as much as they should have, but Randy Quaid's Eddie, he is an absolutely absurd character, and obviously he seems a little unrealistic and seems kind of like an exaggerated, dramatized version of a like stigma'd fucking redneck trailer park guy. But that's kind of the point, and that's kind of the comedy of it. It's playing on tropes and making a laugh out of it. He's a stereotype, again, pushed to the extreme. It absolutely works. Randy Quaid is a great actor, and this is one of the only like big films I really like him from. I know he's a very popular actor. The extended family members, they all get some moments, again, some more than others, especially the dementia-stricken aunt saying the Star-Spangled Banner during Grace. That is one of the funniest scenes in the movie, one of probably the most comedic scenes I've ever seen in a movie. That shit is fucking great. I love it so much. And there's just iconic moments to this thing. There's a lot of memorable things. Like, even not having watched this movie probably for the last couple of years, I still remember the Grace scene. I still remember him plugging in the lights and like it not working at first, his wife like fucking with him with the switch. I remember all of that stuff, and it's great. It's just packed with unforgettable sequences. Again, the Christmas lights meltdown, him just get pissed and starting to like kick the Santa around and the reindeer. The squirrel chaos is very memorable. Eddie emptying the RV sewer into the fucking storm drain, like the sewage pipe, is so fucking funny. The tree strapped to the station wagon, that is just such an iconic set piece from this movie, and the station wagon in general from the vacation films is great. The boss confrontation and bonus payoff is great. It's not about one iconic object either. It's a moments movie, and nearly every scene delivers something memorable. There's just heart and emotional undercurrent as well. I think this is a very emotional movie, like not to the point of you crying. It just really makes you happy, some of the things that occur. The attic scene is touching, especially on rewatch, and it shows why Clark is trying so hard, just kind of getting into him as a character and how Chevy Chase just perfected Clark Griswold as a character, and that's one of his only big roles, but he has crushed that, and it is instantly a cult classic. Obviously, it's not for ego but for family. Again, scenes, you know, he's bonding with Eddie's kids, you know, I can't remember the kids' names, but the girl, the daughter, is up late and she's like, why aren't you going to bed? He's like looking out the window, oh, I was just looking at something. Is Santa Claus gonna come? My family can't really afford this, is kind of what she's thinking and what she's saying, really, even though she thinks Santa's real. It's just great. I love the bonding. It reinforces that he's flawed, sure, but he's not a cruel guy. Like, he still has that heart in him. The runtime and structure, I think at about 97 minutes, we're at a very good balance, at a very reasonable time. It's perfectly paced, never drags, never overstays its welcome, and escalates the chaos naturally until Clark finally kind of snaps and he just doesn't give a fuck anymore, you know. Practical effects, I think this movie aged really well as well. No CGI, no artificial spectacle. This is a very genuine movie, and that adds to kind of the authenticity of its concept. Everything feels tangible. It helps the movie age incredibly well. The comedy comes from performance and situation, not effects. Again, there are some outdated concepts. This movie's not going to go without that. It came out over 35 years ago, but still. I think some really minor things in the okay, it's just kind of the exaggeration and the cartoony stuff, like the very fake shit, and I think that's kind of what is going to carry on through this section. Some moments are pushed to absurd extremes. Nothing's really bad, like whatever. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a bad section. Santa decorations flying away like jets, and it looks like Santa is in the sky when clearly they just took the fucking decorations and launched them in there. I don't really know how to interpret that. Maybe that was them trying to actually put the decorations in the sky and make it look like they got launched out of the fucking sewage explosion, but also, did they just put them up there to try to make it look like Santa Claus because they couldn't afford the effects in the late 80s? I mean, that's fair, but what the fuck? The explosions, yeah, they defy logic. Are we sure that big of an explosion? I know gas is very dangerous around sewage and all this stuff, and like things have to get secreted somewhere else, but like, are we really blowing up the whole fucking thing and like burning holes in this man's pants? Like, what the fuck? The movie knows exactly what it is. Like, it knows it's exaggerated, it does it purposefully, and for the most part, in general, that's why this is in the okay. The exaggeration kind of fits the tone of the movie and rarely feels distracting. Just the characters as archetypes and as stereotypes. As always with the okay, this is stuff that doesn't negatively impact the movie, but it's not something I care for either. Many side characters are broad caricatures rather than fully developed people. None of them have a very personable thing, and that is kind of unfair to say because we have followed the immediate Griswold family through the vacation film as well, but still. It is intentional, I guess. Like, it does mean some roles exist purely to serve jokes rather than story depth, which is kind of fine. This is kind of for laughs. It's not really something to analyze overly. This is also just not a subtle movie at all. Like, it's not really chill. The humor is loud, obvious, and sometimes chaotic, which is alright. If you're looking for subtle or dry comedy, this isn't that. I mean, who the fuck is? Especially around the holiday season. You need some excitement. You need a fun time around Christmas, and I think this movie definitely delivers that. It fully commits to its style. It's not ashamed of what it is, and I'm a big fan of that. Again, there's very little bad with this film. If anything, some jokes rely on exaggerated stupidity that might not land for everyone. Again, some of the stuff's a little outdated. Certain gags stretch believability a bit too far, but that's a lot of the stuff we kind of discussed in the mixed section, so I don't really have much to say. None of it meaningfully hurts the film. This is a really good movie. Like, I know I'm not glazing it as much as I would like A Christmas Story, but this is fucking great. You guys just gotta believe me on getting into the final thoughts, like getting into the review and pull up the tier list, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation works, and it more than works. It is one of my favorite Christmas movies ever, and it is one that me and my family have been watching for years. years. It understands that the holidays are messy. It's loud, ridiculous, heartfelt, and deeply familiar. Again, it is a very personable, a somewhat realistic setup for a movie as well. Beneath the explosions and tantrums is a story about wanting to do right by the people you love, even when everything goes wrong, and there's some decent life lessons. And for comedies to tell life lessons, as I always say, it's a great time, and it makes for great writing. It's very much respected in the review space such as this, and it's great. It's one of those rare holiday movies that doesn't just hold up, it actually kind of gets better as you get older, which I honestly said the same about A Christmas Story, because that's kind of like a retrospect. This is a near perfect holiday comedy that captures the chaos, warmth, and absurdity of Christmas better than almost any movie ever made. I think the plausibility of it is great. It is a 9 out of 10. I know that seems very high for a comedy movie, but these holiday movies are great, and there's a reason they were made around the Christmas time. There's a reason why those are the themes, because who doesn't like Christmas and who doesn't enjoy it? And it's just such an entertaining time of the year, not only just for the joy aspect and you get off work and talk to people you haven't talked to in a while, but also it's just like a fun fucking time. You look outside, it's a winter wonderland, there's Christmas lights everywhere. Look at the goddamn tree in the background, like, you guys see it. This movie's a damn 9 out of 10. I do think it is better than the vacation film, not by like an insane margin, but just the holiday cheer this brings is great. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm out, guys. We're continuing to kind of do album of the year list. Again, I don't know when this video is going to be out. I'm just wanting to get this recorded before bedtime.